In the headlines, a downturn in economic fortunes for arts and craft producers. Health Promotion Unit tells Dominicans to maintain COVID-19 protocols along with a healthy immune system. And all positive cases of COVID-19 in St. Lucia have recovered. I am Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Avec Flow, animé on top up, sign up, quittez yo, every video join Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Giving away $30,000 in cash, 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
We're flowing better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you want to win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, a double whammy to arts and craft producers here due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Julian Morris explains.
The Dominica Arts and Crafts Producers Association serves to, among other things, support employment creation and serve as the main voice for artisans and members. President of DACPA, Vanessa Winston, says members were still reeling from the impact of Hurricane Maria when COVID-19 came along.
It's a serious impact on the members. Nobody from the association have gotten sick or anything. But considering the fact that many of us had not yet fully recovered from Maria, and then having to go through this process, being self-employed and places shut down and our products are not considered essential products and we're not essential workers, it is a great impact on us and our family because obviously no income, there is no income stream.
Following Hurricane Maria, some artisans migrated while others went into other areas of work, still trying to stay positive. While the demand for craft has virtually disappeared, some craft producers are using their skill set to fit the current situation.
Currently, I think craft is the last things on persons' mind. Persons are more into what can they use to survive, more focusing on protection equipments, and also focusing on foods. However, there are a few persons that have the skill of sewing and crocheting that have taken the opportunity to make masks. Others have multi talents, so you'll find persons maybe focusing on saying how they can prioritize on their herbal products or something of that sort.
The COVID-19 pandemic brought an early end to the 2019-2020 cruise season. However, this did not affect DAPRil members as much as the closing of borders did.
The closure of the borders have affected us more than the actual cruise ship season, because, as I said, we don't really have that much of a demand or presence within the cruise ship vending area. So we take the opportunity to be part of events in the neighboring Caribbean island, and actually some of our members have actually migrated to these areas and are now producing within these areas because of the lack of turnaround that they receive here.
In more top stories, Primary Healthcare Director Dr. Laura Esprit warns against a sense of complacency even as Dominica continues to contain the spread of COVID-19. The latest updates show that Dominica has flattened the curve with only 7 active cases of COVID-19.
For the non-suspecting, unaware individual, the virus can be transmitted in simple ways, and these are some examples. For example, not wearing a mask or some type of facial barrier in public, leaning on the cashier's counter at the supermarket, selecting items for purchase that may have been contaminated by a customer with COVID. For example, if everyone decides to touch the potatoes, apples, onions, garlic at the supermarket that others would have examined before, have we thought of those things? Opening the doors to our vehicles that may have been contaminated. Likewise, leaning on the cars, doorways, railways, etc. Railings, walls, etc. Touching the windows and the seats while maneuvering on the public buses. Walking inside of our homes with the same outdoor shoes. Sharing our cell phones with others to make calls. Forgetting to remove our clothes and embracing our children at home. And what about using the same mask for several days without discarding it? Some can assume that a mask used on Friday may appear not to be dirty and can be reused again after lockdown on Monday morning. However, we are reminded that masks are for single use only.
Dr. Esprit says citizens need to think more about the well-being of others and adjust to the protocols to keep everyone safe. She condemns risky behavior such as neighborhood wet fets and quarantine parties.
Or during the curfew, lock ourselves in shops and bars, giving an impression that the shop is closed while we are inside playing dominoes and having a drink. Question: was our few hours of pleasure more important than our lives? Did we really score points on the police for being defiant? Have we proven them wrong, that despite breaking the curfew, nothing has happened to us? Or did we assume that we are healthy and strong, so we are COVID immune? Sadly, the only thing we would have accomplished is that we would have risked the lives on every occasion to invite COVID into our homes. And this spirit of disobedience would have placed our families, our neighborhood, our villages at risk, all because of one person's ignorance.
In more developments, the Dominica Red Cross has ramped up efforts to slow down the spread of coronavirus among individuals in the quarantine units who are awaiting test results or spending the required 14-day period. Red Cross is working in partnership with other organizations, including NGOs and businesses, in the fight to stop the spread of COVID-19 by supplying hygiene care kits and food packages.
The Dominica Red Cross continues to provide support in various capacities as the country continues to fight against the coronavirus. We have been working in close collaboration with the Ministry of Health and other NGOs like IOM and Israel. We believe that in order to fight this virus, it requires the solidarity and action of everyone, that is individuals, communities, institutions, government, donors, etc. To date, we have been assisting the residents of the quarantine units, that's the government-managed quarantine units, by providing them with food packages and hygiene care kits. And we have delivered to the Ministry of Health over 150 hygiene care kits and food packages along with cleaning kits to the residents of these units.
In a press release issued this week, the Red Cross promotes staying healthy during COVID-19 by maintaining social or physical distancing, practicing respiratory hygiene, and washing hands properly and often. The release goes on. It is also important to cope with stress and to focus on one's mental health, including maintaining a healthy diet, getting required exercise, staying in touch with family and friends, and ensuring your information comes from a trusted source. Coordinator of the Health Promotion Unit says the absence of any new COVID-19 cases identified in Dominica over the last 14 days is no reason for complacency. The warning against complacency in spite of the containment of the disease in Dominica is a sentiment which has been echoed by a number of frontline healthcare officials.
Practice proper hand hygiene. Washing hands with soap and clean water. In the absence of soap, use hand sanitizer, but it must be 70% above alcohol. When washing your hands or using a hand sanitizer, ensure that the entire hands is covered. So that means you must cover every area of the hands to consider it washed properly. Proper respiratory etiquette. Cough or sneeze into a tissue. Discard in a closed bin and then wash or sanitize your hands. If no tissue is available, cough into a bent elbow. This way, droplets are not propelled into the air and drop on surfaces, or in the case of coughing into your hands, it does not contaminate the surfaces that you touch. Continuously sanitize frequently used surfaces with approved solutions, that is, bleach 1 in 10, alcohol 70% and above, and Lysol. These include doorknobs, counters, desks, cell phones, office phones, light switches, computers, printers, cubicles, railings, and yes, the bus handles. How long does COVID-19 remain on surfaces? In terms of plastic, 2 to 3 days. Stainless steel, 2 to 3 days. Cardboard, up to a day. Copper, up to 4 hours. So that is why it is always important to continuously clean surfaces.
Citizens are also being encouraged to boost their immune system.
We want you to eat healthy fruits, vegetables for your vitamins, and we also want you to eat fruits that contain vitamin C. We know our citrus, peppers, broccoli, vitamin E, green leafy vegetables, almonds, whole grains, and minerals. In the case of selenium, it helps the immunity because it's a macronutrient. And what are some of the foods that contain selenium? Most of our meats, shrimp, tuna, beef, turkey, chicken, eggs. Okay, so all of these. We want you to consume probiotics, which helps with your gut immunity. It is a good bacteria that helps keeps your body healthy.
You are watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
Avec Flow, gagnez l'argent, on partit l'argent avec Flow. Gagnez l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec Flow. And mettez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, et venez joindre Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
If you're HIV positive or have an STI, having unprotected sex with multiple partners puts them in grave danger. You'll expose every partner and their present and future partners to HIV or another STI. Use a condom every time you have sex. You can live a productive life even if diagnosed with HIV. Remember, early detection is key to your survival. Be responsible, protect yourself and others. Help stop the spread of HIV and other STIs.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
$40,000 in cash, 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
We're flowing better every day, and now we're making parties great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch the flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
We flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Individuals feeling the economic pressure due to job loss as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic are being advised on how to navigate through this financial crisis. Julian Morris tells us more.
This from Luana Laura, founder of Finance Focus Consultancy. Finance Focus Consultancy is a company which offers consultations and advice to individuals and businesses to help them reach higher financial altitudes. Ms. Laurent says individuals who have less income now, either due to unemployment or fewer hours on the job, will first need to prioritize areas of spending in order to manage their cash flow.
So right now, if you've been displaced, you would want to focus on your core essentials. That is your food, safe housing, utilities, and any medications that you need, as well as the transportation to go get those essentials. Another area that you should prioritize is your health insurance. You should try to keep your health insurance up to date. And it's also important to understand the type of insurance policy that you would have and whether you are covered for COVID-19 related claims.
Conversations between renters and landlords or borrowers and lenders on the financial difficulty faced during the COVID-19 pandemic are highlighted as very important.
Many times people try to avoid these conversations out of fear, out of pride. They just try to avoid it altogether. But that's one of the mistakes that you don't want to do. You don't want to make. You don't want to assume that your landlord or your lenders knows what's going on with you. And the good thing about it is many of these individuals, they are willing to accommodate. They are waiving late fees, they're deferring payments, and they're allowing people to get on payment plans. However, if you do not communicate, they don't know. There are also some landlords that may not be very accommodating, but you still want to make that communication. And it's important that you understand your terms of your rental contract when it comes to eviction.
In addition to prioritizing bill payments and communicating with landlords, Ms. Laurent recommends a reduction in purchases of non-essential items as another way to keep more money in your pocket.
Another area that may also assist you in releasing some cash flow is to eliminate any non-essentials. You should scale back on any non-essential spending and actually try to stretch your dollar. When it comes to meal planning, it would be wise to take a stock of what you have and switch from brand to generic and just determine what you can do without. Yes, it's going to be challenging as your cash flow starts to dwindle, but for now, these are the areas that you want to focus on right now.
And as of Wednesday, St. Lucia had a total of 15 confirmed cases of COVID-19.
To date, all of the positive cases of COVID-19 in St. Lucia have recovered, with the remaining 2 cases who were in isolation receiving negative COVID-19 test results and since discharged from hospital. This now places St. Lucia at a 100% recovery of all COVID-19 cases. Among the 15 cases St. Lucia recorded were individuals who fell within the category of high risk by virtue of some being elderly as well as living with chronic illness. They too recovered well with no complications or needed critical care. Laboratory testing for COVID-19 continues to be conducted both locally and with the support of the Caribbean Public Health Agency Laboratory. St. Lucia has modified its testing strategy by testing an increased number of samples from community respiratory clinics. This assists officials in the assessment of COVID-19 cases. St. Lucia continues on the partial shutdown and on a 10-hour curfew from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Officials there say they remain at a very critical position in the implementation of the national response to the COVID-19 threat. Large-scale public health and social measures have been implemented in an effort to break transmission of COVID-19 when in-country transmission was noted. The public has been advised that many of these measures need to be sustained in an effort to achieve low COVID-19 levels in the country.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
avec flow. Gagner l'argent, on partage l'argent avec flow. Gagner l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec flow. And mettez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, et venez joindre flow. It only gets better with flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Giving away $40,000 in cash, 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
We're flowing better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
We flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
To end the news, the headlines again. A downturn in economic fortunes for arts and craft producers. Health Promotion Unit tells the Dominicans to maintain COVID-19 protocols along with a healthy immune system. And all positive cases of COVID-19 in St. Lucia have recovered. Feel free to access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us next time.